Okay, love bug. So some of you guys are here because you've been riding with me since the very beginning of my channel, okay? Before I was Uptown Nayrob, I was just simply Nayrob. We started out talking about celebrity gossip and my plastic surgery procedures. Let me talk to you about why I am recording this endeavor. When I met the plastic surgeon the first time, like 2 years ago down here, because actually, you know what? Today would be the third evaluation that I've had with a plastic surgeon about getting my breast reduced. The first time I got an evaluation done by the man who did my BBL, or the doctor who did my BBL, and he was like, "You're a definite candidate." I think I probably was still in maybe like maybe a G. I ended up not staying at the job that had my medical coverage then, and then I moved down to Atlanta and with my wife, and I met a second plastic surgeon. Let me tell you the difference between the plastic surgeon that I had today and then, okay? So the second plastic surgeon that I met did not make me feel confident with his evaluation or his consultation, okay? I know that I am automatically a candidate for a breast reduction because how large my breasts are. I have the dents, I have like the little hump in my neck from always, At that appointment is where I learned that each breast was at the minimum 8 pounds a piece, okay? So that made me want to get it done because I'm like, damn, 8 pounds a piece. If I got some of these boobs chopped off, they go 10 pounds. I did not feel confident with that doctor. And to me, that is what is most important when you're picking a doctor to do your breast reduction surgery, okay? Now, before I get into the doctor's appointment that I had today, and why I feel confident today about getting my breast reduced, I want to talk a little bit about the insecurities that I felt over the years about having large breasts. Like even sitting in front of you guys right now where you can see how large I am. I know you probably like, oh, Nay, you're not that big. But if I take this, bra off, it's going to be an earthquake. Take it back. By the time I was 13 years old, I was boom, C. I went from nothing to boom, C, right? And they just steadily got bigger and bigger and bigger over the years. When I come to think about it, my wife been with me so long that she was with me before I even decided to have the BBL, right? She like, oh, I love you. Your flat ass don't mean nothing to me. But all the while, every other girl she messed with outside of me got a big old ass. It worked on my insecurities, it always has. People can be mean. People can say really, really horrible things. You walking around, and you get more attention for your breast size, even when you wearing a scholar hat on your head. It does something too. Before, when I talked to my gynecologist about getting my boobs done, this is when I was very young. I had talked to him about it, and I had said, doctor, I want to get my boobs done. And he was a cool guy, reminded me of the guy that I seen today. And he said to me, he was like, no, you're not married yet. No, trust me, they're going to be an asset to you. But he old witch white man looking like Al Pacino. He was a really cool white guy, Italian guy. They love us, girl. He just was like, they help your body look good, trust me. And they weren't to a gross size. My grandmother about it, child, my paternal grandmother. And I was like, Mommy, why are my boobs so big? Why did you give me these boobs? Because I got them from her. My mom don't have no titties, or she didn't have no titties. But I got my boobs from her. And I asked her, Mom, why did you? Like, oh, baby, just keep the boobs. You do it. But Grandma, when you get old, they start falling out the bottom of your shirt. 36, the sensation of BBLs came about. Now, I don't know. Well, let me say this. The sensation of butt shots came about. So you had a lot of people out there getting them blickers put in their ass. Not me. not your girl, okay? Because I had government insurance, all right? I'm not gonna walk around with I don't know in the back of my head. Because I have a history of heart disease in my family, he ordered a heart scan. We had to get some blood work done. Just some other little nuances that my insurance through my job paid for. All I had to do was just pay for the procedure. And at the time, in regards to my BBL, it was like $7,000. Okay, so all you bitches that's paying $1,200 for butt shots, I don't know. And I told you guys that I had to do it again because you couldn't see any type of result whatsoever. Okay, and I told you the doctor was fully. Oh no, I see this. Doctor, fuck that shit you talking. You better get back in here and do something with this because I done paid you $7,000 to make me look like something, and I still look like I ain't got nothing going on back there. So at the time when I had the BBL plus the boobs, when I was single, it made me feel like, ooh, but I was built like a duck. Big old titties and, not so big ass. Over the years, my ass still was something that wasn't necessarily such a problem. Because like I said, in my 30s, they weren't so big. They probably were like a G. Now, after I had my BBL, because once you have lipo in your certain areas, it doesn't come back. So you got weight going to my boobs, my neck, and my ass. So I told you a minute ago that my ass wasn't that big. But now, it ain't no donk. It ain't no, not Megan Thee Stallion. What's that big ass girl? I don't even think nobody's wearing their asses that big. I think them big, stupid, grotesque asses are like out of style now. I really do. Tell me what you think. Do you think those big, donkey, what is in the back of that ass is done? Because I really think that girls are like going back into surgeries now to get their asses reduced. As time is going past, they're getting bigger, they're getting longer, they're getting fuller, they're getting heavier, and I'm still dealing with people paying more attention to my breast than I have people paying attention to me. So a lot of times when I do record, you'll see that I record from this part, this part up. But because I'm, trying to be transparent about my insecurities about my breast, I'm doing the whole thing, right? Or I'm showing you guys this. And even still, let me give you another example of how your breast can feel humiliating or embarrassing, right? So when you're out with people, okay, whether you're with a group of men, a group of females, mixed, it makes people feel uncomfortable. I can tell when my breasts are making people feel uncomfortable, okay? One example, I remember one time when I went to the club with one of my breasts were up and they were out, because when you have a certain size breast, you can never button your shirt all the way up. You have to buy an extra big shirt and then get it tailored, right? So either you buy an extra large shirt, even though you may be a medium, and then you get it tailored, or you get something that's knitted like this so that, it can fit. But then when you buy shirts that fit, it brings attention to your breast. But anyway, I went out, I had on a button down shirt. I had my breast out because I couldn't button it up. And her friend had asked my friend, is her boobs real? Are they really that big? And it made her feel so uncomfortable that she was like, girl, you need to cover. And that's something that normally wouldn't have happened if I didn't have such large breasts. It wouldn't be such a big deal. When I first started my job with the government, right? And I thought that I was going to have to quit, okay, because I was being sexually harassed so early on. And I overheard one of the supervisors saying, geez, those are the biggest breasts I've ever seen in my life, and things like that constantly happening to me made me feel very insecure. People make you feel insecure about your anybody that getting a mammogram is like the most humiliating thing in the world for somebody who has large breasts, because
if they take your boob, they throw it on the table and then they squish.
So you sitting there with a woman that you don't know squishing your boobs together, okay, on a plate, right? I mean, you think they can't squish it no more? You be like, it feel like you go weak in the knees. I swear. Moving forward to talking about my appointment today. Okay. My wife went with me, thankfully. She went with me both times, but I just didn't feel confident with the second dude. The dude today, very cocky. Love it. Okay. He showed me his work. Amazing. Okay. He took this woman from a size H. No, I don't even know. But she was big. She was big like me. But he took her and made her a size B. I was like, oh, yes. Get this nigga. What's his name? What's his name? Bring him in. So he was a very confident, cocky white dude. Like, I do like 18 breast surgeries in a day. This is nothing to me. You know, he was just very, very smooth, you know. And from me working with doctors and knowing them behind the scenes for a good part of my life, because if I wasn't in the government, I was working in a hospital setting, you know, or working for a doctor in some capacity. What you want a cocky doctor. You want a doctor that come in there, throw his dick on the table and say, okay, I'm here, what you need. When I asked the second doctor, I said to him, I said, what's the smallest you can get me? He said, I can't promise you anything. This doctor, when he came in, he was like, so what you want? I was like, double D, okay? Because I wasn't trying to be too greedy, because the other doctor told me that, you know, I may not be able to get the size I want. We'll see when we get there, okay? I don't like that. I don't like no we'll see when we get there type shit, because niggas get murdered. This doctor, pretty much, I mean, he was, my wife recommended him. I was very impressed. He didn't look sweaty and greasy, you know. He didn't look like he was, you know, slamming morphine like some of them doctors. Very impressed with his cool, calm character. It was just very charismatic. My wife liked him. She felt confident with him. What blew my mind was that he asked me, he said, what size do you think you are? Oh my God, that was so embarrassing to even say it, right? Because remember, I told you, like, before I probably was like in the F. And now I was in a G. Now I'm wearing H's, right? So what he told me today, okay, when he asked me, you know, what size do you think you are? I said, I'm an H, you know, but I refuse to buy anything bigger than an H, right? And what he told me was that it's not uncommon for women to buy smaller sizes, because if they don't have a, let's say, a larger back or a wider back, they're able to, you know, manipulate them big titties into the Victoria's Secret bra, the double D's or the triple D's. I haven't been able to wear a Victoria's Secret bra, y'all. And, you know, speaking of bras, the only reason why my breasts are not looking probably as big as they are is because I spend a lot of money on my bras. Those ladies who are looking for a good bra, I would say the Wacoal, WACOAL sports bra for larger sizes work perfectly to help reduce and minimize the look. I'm gonna put the link in the description bar. Right. So I've been wearing Wacoal's H for about a year now, okay? When this man told me, I'm sure you're about a J, that I went weak in the knees, I wanted to pass out on his because ass. I knew I was pushing it, right? But I just did not want to buy bigger bras. I did not want to accept that I was bigger than an H. So right now what I'm waiting on is for it to be approved. It will be approved because every time I got a consultation done, it is always also approved. Made me feel pretty good about the situation was that he explained that they have a new numbing medication that lasts for about 5 days after the surgery. I said, oh, taking it to the street. Be sure to subscribe. Hit that all so that you can get all the notifications. And I will see you next time.